Hey everyone, Hannah here from Preferred Physical Therapy, where we help people aged 40 and above stay active and independent, live free from painkillers, and avoid surgery. This week I am jumping on to talk to you guys a little bit about impingement syndrome, if you've ever heard of that or if you've been told that you have it, the importance of stretching and why it hurts for overhead reaching. So to start with impingement syndrome, what that is, it's an impingement of one of the rotator cuff tendons. The one specifically that's involved is the supraspinatus muscle. And this one kind of sits right on top of like your shoulder blade region. It passes through a small little space on the top of your shoulders called the subacromial space. And then it attaches a little bit down just right off of the tip of the shoulder. If you kind of feel around and you feel that little notch or that nobule right there on the tip of your shoulder, that is your acromion. That subacromial space sits right underneath that. And anytime you do any motions that will close that space, such as overhead, maybe rotating the shoulder, any of those closing movements is going to naturally close off the space a little bit. So if you're having impingement, what that can be from is whether you have arthritis developing within that region, if you have any bone spurs, or if you've had a injury to the supraspinatus muscle, even the tendon, causing some irritation or even swelling of that tendon. So those are three examples of what, aside from the normal closing from those different positions, can be causing pain or irritation. And I discussed this very briefly on my Technique Tuesday video, and some patients will come in, they say, man, I really have a lot of pain doing repetitive motions. I sit at work and I do this, I'm moving here, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, and then I go home, I can't even get my plates out of the top cabinet, I can't even reach without pain, brushing my hair is painful. Yes, and sometimes it can also cause some referred pain down the upper arm. And it's like, why am I having this burning pain? If the injury is in my rotator cuff, shouldn't I have pain up there? Yes, but the injury does have a referred pain sometimes for some patients of having some of that pain traveling down the upper arm. And that's just because of where the tendon attaches and how the pain can travel. So that is why you're having pain with that overhead reaching, is because that subacromial space naturally closes, and then you have the arthritis, bone spurs, tendon irritation that causes the space to be closed off more than it already is. And then in doing those, you're pinching on that tendon, you're getting that pain, doesn't feel the greatest, and there we are. So I had taught you guys 2 exercises that you could do from my Technique Tuesday video, and even if you look back to our other Tuesday videos of the shoulder for this month of October, those are also some really good stretches and exercises and movements that you can do to further help reduce any irritation that you may be having. So lastly, I wanted to touch on the importance of stretching. Now, I know when we all grew up playing our sports, we'd get around, maybe even in PE, hold this for a count of 5, hold that for a count of 5, let's call it stretching, we're good, ready to go. So really the importance of stretching is to help relax those muscles, relax the tendons so that they're not all bound up so tight, because when we have that constant tension, that constant tone in the muscle, that is when they're most likely to become injured. So in stretching, you want to make sure that you're holding them. We like to tell patients in here 20 to 30 seconds at a time, but a stretch can even be held up to about 50 to 60 seconds too, as long as it's not painful. Stretches should never be painful. They may be a little uncomfortable, and you can hold it there, see if that kind of calms it down a little bit, but don't really feel like you have to crank into a stretch, like, oh, no pain, no gain. That's not really going to get you anywhere. You want to make sure that you ease through the stretches, that you allow your body to really adjust to that new lengthened muscle. And in doing the stretches too, you want to make sure that you're doing some stretches before any type of exercise and even after as well. What it'll do before, like I said, is get that blood flow going, help relax those muscles so that you reduce your risk of injury, and then after, to help cool them down. So doing those stretches, you can actually start to see improvements in your motion It's not going to happen the very first day, or even maybe the third, fourth day, or a couple weeks. This is going to be something that you'll have to do over time, and you'll slowly start to see those improvements made. So don't go into stretching expecting that you'll be able to touch your toes, or that you'll be able to reach both hands and touch them together on your back. That is something that you need to work up to if it's something that has been limited for a while. So I hope that in touching on those 3 topics helped to answer a few questions that you may have had about shoulder impingement, or if you're starting to notice those issues and wondering, what can I do? What do I need to look out for? Just that I was able to touch on those a little bit. So as always, if you guys have any further questions or comments, you can always put it in the comment section below. You can also reach out to our office, give us a call, subscribe to social media and even YouTube, where you can find more videos like this, and even heading over to our website for more information about about any questions that you may have. So hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.